Welcome everyone to this explainer. Today we're going on a totally mind-bending journey. We are going to explore the staggering scale of ancient cosmic maps, and then we're going to bring it all the way down to the inner workings of our own minds. Because if you've ever wondered how the grand, massive architecture of the universe actually connects to the daily choices you make, well, you are definitely in the right place. Let's get into it.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with Section 1, the cosmic skyscraper. Then we'll move into Section 2, mysticism meets modern science. From there, we hit Section 3, Earth, the karma generator, before diving into Section 4, bhakti-yoga of devotion, and finally wrapping up with Section 5, qualities of true devotees. All right, starting with Section 1, the cosmic skyscraper, a 14-story map of reality. We are beginning with a concept that honestly sounds like elaborate science fiction, but it's absolutely foundational to Hindu cosmology. Just imagine the entire universe as this massive structured skyscraper. According to ancient texts, existence isn't just some random chaotic spread of stars. It's quite literally divided into 14 distinct levels of reality. Think of it like this: there are 7 floors above us and 7 floors below us. And humanity? We are sitting right smack in the middle on the 7th floor. When you look at the extremes of this cosmic architecture, the contrast is just staggering. Up at the absolute penthouse level, we have Satyaloka. That's the realm of pure truth, right at the edge of ultimate liberation. Just a floor below that is Jinarloka, which kind of acts like the universe's R&D department. It's home to these mind-born sages who are literally drafting the blueprints of existence. Then we have Svarloka, a dazzling celestial paradise. But here's the catch: it's just a temporary vacation spot. Now, if we take the elevator all the way down to the basement, we hit Patala. And Patala isn't some fiery underworld. No, it's a realm of intoxicating, deep sensory immersion lit up by the glowing jewels of giant serpents. It's beautiful, sure, but it's an endless, hypnotic loop of material indulgence. Moving on to Section 2, mysticism meets modern science, the physics of the ancients. Now, a 14-story cosmic skyscraper might sound purely mythological to you, but just wait until we see how these ancient frameworks overlay with what modern astrophysicists are talking about right now. When we put Vedic cosmologies side by side with modern physics, some seriously striking similarities emerge. Ancient Vedic texts describe a cyclical universe of ongoing creation and dissolution. Well, compare that to the Steinhardt-Turk model proposed by physicists in 2001. That model suggests our universe didn't just have one single Big Bang, but actually goes through endless cycles of expansion, contraction, and rebirth. Plus, the ancient concept of Maya, the idea of a relative, illusory reality, it perfectly echoes the bizarre, logic-defying paradoxes we're finding at the quantum level today. And you know, this really isn't just a coincidence. Theoretical physicist Fritjof Capra famously observed this in his book, The Tao of Physics. He noted that delving deep into quantum mechanics often leads to a worldview that feels, well, essentially mystical. When scientists push the absolute boundaries of matter, they arrive at the exact same profound conclusion the ancient sages did: a deep awareness of the interconnected oneness of absolutely everything. So in that ancient cosmology, this repeating cycle is marked by something called the pralaya. Think of the pralaya as a massive cosmic reset button. Periodically, the lower worlds, which includes our very own 7th floor, are essentially wiped clean. Everything goes dark. And during this time, only the most spiritually elevated beings, the ones residing on those highest penthouse floors, have the immense meditative focus required to just calmly wait it out and help recreate the universe for the next cycle. Section 3, Earth, the karma generator. This is the only floor that truly matters. So, with all these magnificent upper realms surviving cosmic resets, and those sensory-rich lower realms dazzling the mind, we finally arrive at our home turf, the 7th floor, Earth. Now, looking at the grand scale of this map, you might be wondering, why should we even care about Earth? I mean, when there were literal divine, celestial resorts above us and crazy cities built of solid gold below us, isn't Earth just the boring, ordinary middle ground? Actually, no, this is absolutely crucial. Earth, or Burloka, is the only realm in the entire 14-story structure where new karma is generated. Every single other floor, whether it's at the top or the bottom, is basically just a waiting room. If you go to the heavens, you're just spending the good karma you've already earned. If you go down to the lower realms, you're just burning off heavy karmic debt. Earth is literally the only place where the meter is running. It's the only place where your daily choices actually change your future trajectory.
This profound realization that we are essentially trapped in this endless cycle of generating karma brings us to a really beautiful narrative from the ancient text, the Srimad Bhagavatam. Here, we see the incredibly wise mother Devahuti approaching her son, the divine Lord Kapila. She had looked at the vastness of this whole material existence and realized, wow, this is essentially just a giant trap of ignorance.
Recognizing this endless loop of the cosmic skyscraper, she expresses this deep, existential exhaustion with the illusion of material reality. She famously tells him, "You are the axe which can cut the tree of material existence." Notice, she isn't asking for more wealth. She isn't asking for a VIP ticket to a higher celestial floor. No, she is begging for the ultimate solution to break out of the cycle completely. Which leads us straight into Section 4, Bhakti, the yoga of devotion, the path to liberation. Lord Kapila's answer to his mother, which, by the way, is exactly the ultimate solution presented later in Chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita, is a spiritual practice known as bhakti-yoga. Now let's clarify something. When we say devotion, a lot of people just picture blind emotion, or maybe just sitting quietly in a temple. But bhakti-yoga is actually a highly structured, deep psychological transformation. It's the active practice of shifting your daily, minute-to-minute actions away from your own ego and dedicating them to a much higher divine purpose. It's about replacing your attachments with devotion and replacing your anxieties with surrender.
And this builds into a surprisingly practical framework. In Chapter 12 of the Gita, Lord Krishna doesn't just demand absolute perfection from day one, he offers a graded ladder for seekers, which is so incredibly accessible. He basically says, look, if you can attain deep knowledge of the self, great. If that's too hard for you right now, then just focus on steady meditation. And if you can't even meditate perfectly, that's fine. Simply practice doing your everyday work without being intensely attached to the outcome. Just renounce the fruits of your action. This beautiful concept is what the texts call Buddha Yoga, or true intelligence. By engaging in this step-by-step surrender, acting and working hard without constantly obsessing over the results, you actually achieve immediate inner peace. It proves that breaking out of this 14-story cosmic trap isn't about flying away in some mystic spaceship. It's entirely an internal shift. True freedom is a state of mind.
Section 5. Qualities of true devotees, mastering the microcosm. So, what does a person who has actually mastered this path look like as they walk around our earthly floor today? How do they actually behave at work or with their families?
Well, verse 12.16 of the Gita uses a very specific word to describe them. Daksh. Daksh translates to skillful. And this is a game changer. A true devotee doesn't just withdraw from the world, give up, and do a terrible job at their day job. Far from it. They perform every single action with absolute excellence and precision. The key difference is the why. They don't do it for personal glory. They don't do it for a promotion or to look cool on social media. They do it as a pristine offering to the divine.
As you can see, the true marks of spiritual maturity are entirely psychological. A master of this path is totally free from envy. They're deeply compassionate and friendly to everyone they meet. Because they aren't painfully attached to outcomes, they become practically indifferent to worldly gain. They remain completely balanced whether life throws them immense pleasure or deep pain. They simply cannot be disturbed by the unpredictable, crazy waves of life.
So, to make this ancient wisdom actionable for you right now, today, I want you to use this checklist derived directly from these teachings. Just take a moment and really ask yourself, are my actions right now driven by my ego or by a genuine desire to serve? Am I overly worried about the opinions of others, or am I striving for excellence just for the sake of the work itself? Being brutally honest with these questions will tell you if your daily actions are simply tying you tighter and tighter to the skyscraper, or if they are finally setting you free. And that brings us full circle. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. We live in a universe of endless cycles, a dizzying architecture of 14 vast floors perfectly designed to distract and consume us. Since Earth is literally the only place where you get to choose your path, will you use your time here just to spin the wheel for a slightly better view? Or will you use it to break the wheel entirely? Keep that question in mind as you go about your day. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep questioning the cosmos.